welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and in this channel I share information about astrology, about the upcoming full moons, new moons, rituals you could be doing, what's happening in the sky, in the effort to use astrology to heal us a little bit. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about the upcoming full moon in Libra on April 16th at 11:56 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll share a little bit of what you should know about this full moon. So let's go! It's full moon time, you guys, and this time it's in the sign of Libra. So on April 16th, this upcoming Saturday, we will have a beautiful full moon in the sky, and I'm going to tell you guys how you can leverage that energy right now. So as you may already know, when the moon is in opposition to the sun, we have a full moon. That means they're always going to be in opposite signs. We know we're in an Aries season right now because we had a new moon in Aries 2 weeks ago on April 1st, and now we're going to have a full moon in the opposite sign of Libra. So full moons always talk about a specific axis of the zodiac. This particular one of Aries and Libra talks about relationships. It's the self versus the other. It's the impulse, the impatient, the action taker versus the indecisive, right? Let's say, put it this way, the indecisive Libra, the one that is people pleasing and try to always make sure everybody's feeling good. So this is the energy that we're going to be called to investigate in our lives and to balance that out in our lives. So we're here, we're going full force with the Aries force, right? Because of the new moon, and we're taking action, we're being independent, we're going forward, we're being impulsive, we're following on instincts, and the moon is growing and growing and growing and growing. And now it's at the top of the full expression of itself, and we have the sun shining light on the moon, the subconscious of the moon, on what are areas of the relationships we should be looking at, what part of the other. It's like the moon is saying, wait a minute, let's stop a little bit, let's press the brakes, right? And let's try to see what about the other I need to take in consideration or not. Because as we know, and if you don't, again, watch my video. On full moons, we are trying to release, we try to let go of that not longer serves us. And in this case, because it's in the Libra Aries axis, we're being asked to see what aspects of relationships we want to let go. We're being asked to look at the other and see, should I have empathy here or should I have boundaries, right? It's trying to bring some harmony and balance into our lives by bringing that Libra energy to an Aries that's been going. Now it's time for us to see things that were maybe hidden from our psyche that could potentially be jeopardizing our goals and our intentions from the new moon in Aries. But also all the topics and the situations that were rising in October 6th of 2021 when we had a new moon in Libra may be also being brought to the surface right now. So we are actually at the end of a cycle. Full moons mean end of cycles, and we're in the end of that cycle to let go and detach of the Libra cycle that started in October, and also the cycle that started on April 1st in Aries. So let's talk about the energies that surround those signs, that surrounds Aries and Libra. Let's start with Aries. So what we know about Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the one that takes the attitude. It's the warrior, right? It's ruled by Mars, which is the planet of war, of fighting, of standing up for yourself, of taking action, of following your instincts, of being independent and self-reliant, of not getting others or the opinion of others get in the way of who you truly are, of your authenticity. So we had all this energy with the new moon. That was also the first new moon of the year, making it extra intense. And we have also other sides of Aries that I have to talk about, which is the shadow side of Aries. Every sign is going to have a light and a shadow side. And I don't even like saying positive and negative or, bad qualities, because it's not really that. It's just a shadow, we cannot have light without shadow, and we cannot have shadow without light. So what are some of the shadow aspects of Aries? Well, Aries can be very impatient. Aries can be a little bit selfish or have narcissistic tendencies because it's not really concerned about the other. They're so focused on themselves that they sometimes fail to see the other. Aries can be impatient. Aries can be too impulsive, right? And not really think before they act. Aries is ruled by fire. So imagine what a fire does, right? Fire is not waiting for anything. Now, when you take a look at Libra, which is coming to us now to really make this balance and make this opposite force to Aries, Libra is a sign of harmony, of diplomacy, of the other. Libra is about relationships, right? It's all about the other, and is a peacemaker, which can make also the shadow of Libra this codependency and people pleasing and being decisive because they don't really know what they want. They never want to take their own opinion in consideration, which makes them a little bit undecisive. And so Libra is bringing the full moon in Libra, it's bringing to our moon cycle this energy of like, wait a minute, you've been going 100% on this Aries energy. You took actions, you defined your goals, and you're going, doing. Let's take a pause. Let's see what's happening in our relationships. Are we considering the other? Are we too codependent? Because also we have to look at the both sides, right? Light and shadow. The full moon is here to show us the hidden aspects of ourselves and of others and situations that we didn't see it. And the sun is shining this light on the Libra energy so that we can start seeing the other and we can start finding ways to compromise and ways to be diplomats. But as we know also, the full moons are a time for releasing, are a time for let go, a time for ending cycles. So at this time, we also may want to check in our lives, what are the relationships that really no longer serve us? So it's not all about being the nice and peacemaker Libra. It's about also letting go of those relationships that are not as good for us. And we didn't know because we didn't see it before. But now with this energy of the full moon in Libra, we're able to see and take action. But don't take action yet. Like I said in my previous video, the one I talked about the full moon, we can get quite emotional during this time, especially because now it's relationship axis of Aries and Libra. We may start having some conflicts in our relationships at work, with our significant others, with our friends. So it's time for us to like act less, and we're going to want to act a lot because we have both Aries and Libra in cardinal signs, right? Cardinals take actions. So we need to just sit, wait, observe, and really get those downloads from the universe of, okay, what aspects of myself have I been having in my relationships that are not really working for me? What type of relationships don't work for me, and what types of relationships work for me, so I can visualize and manifest that, right? So I also want you guys to think about your relationships and how you've been acting. Are you being too selfish? Are you only thinking of yourself, or are you taking the other's feelings in consideration? But also without taking too much. So again, this from all full moons, this one is the one that requires most balance from us because Libra asks for that balance. Libra asks for the harmony, right? It's the scales. Every full moon is going to ask you for some kind of balance, by the way, because it's always going to be in opposite signs that have opposite energies, opposite light and shadows, right? So we really want to focus on relationships at this time, but also in the aspect of letting go, okay? Letting go of old beliefs, old ways of acting, and also letting go of those relationships that no longer serve us. And try to find a compromise. If you're having a lot of conflict, let's try to find a compromise. So there's another thing I want to tell you guys about, which is another aspect in the sky. And for that, I'm going to bring a little help of a picture so you can understand what I'm talking about. What you're seeing here is the chart of what the sky looks like on April 16, full moon in Libra. How do we know it's a full moon? We have the moon here at 26 degrees in a complete opposition to the sun, also at 26 degrees. The moon is in Libra, and the sun, the symbol of the sun, is in Aries. This is a symbol of Aries. So you know all this. We also can see here Jupiter, this is the symbol of Jupiter, and Neptune, this is the symbol of Neptune, in the same degree in Pisces. This is the symbol of Pisces. This is the big conjunction that I told you guys about in my previous video. I'll put the link here in the description for you guys to see if you're curious. As you can see, they're still conjunct on the full moon, bringing all those good mojos to us, right? Bringing a great energy for us to manifest and going to our dreams and really seeing our dreams and being able to visualize what we want. And then we have the moon and the sun here helping us see what we need in relationships, what we need to change. And then we see Pluto. Pluto is right here. Let me see if I can write on it. Here we have Pluto. And Pluto, even though it's not at 26 degrees, it's enough to tell us that it's making a square, a 90-degree angle with the moon. So when the Pluto is squaring the moon, we have a challenging aspects, right? We have a challenging aspect here because squares are known to be challenging, or I like to call it dynamic, because really these aspects, especially with Pluto, which is a planet of transformation, you either transform or die and is reborn later, is also in a square placement, right, in a square aspect, and that is gonna really bring us some challenges in this full moon. When Pluto is squaring the moon specifically, we have more intensity. So because we have this moon in Libra, we may become more codependent, we may become more intense, more irrational, compulsive. We can have a stronger awareness of what our needs are in our relationships, right? And we may become a little demanding because of this Pluto energy. But on the other side, we also have, dun dun dun, another square position with the sun. So when that happens, we have power struggles. Pluto is also the planet of power, and it may make us become too detached and focused a lot on our ego and get involved in power struggles because this is the relationship axis. So is this bad? Should we be worried about it? I wouldn't think so. I think if we embrace change, this would be a great push for us to change, right? This aspect right here is just going to make things even more clear than already we get on a full moon. And this aspect, because it's too square, is called a T-square because it forms a T, right? You can kind of see the T here. So now you know what a T-square is. And I wanted to bring that about because we may be feeling this more strongly because we're coming from a place of dreams and positivity and thinking that everything's going to be smooth waters. And then all of a sudden, wait, what? There's something that I need to solve? There's something I need to change? There's a power struggle happening here? Oh my God, help me. So just know that this is for your greater good, okay? This placement with Pluto is for your greater good. Another thing we can see here is that Saturn, so this is Saturn. We're learning so much today, yay! So Saturn is in very good aspects, or we call it like progressive aspects, with the moon. So it's doing a triangle, a trine, and I have Portuguese in my mind here as well, but it's making a trine with the moon, and it's making a sextile with the sun. These are both very positive aspects, so they help each other. So Saturn is helping us get the structure and the discipline and the responsibility that we need to make this change. It's really helping us in this sense and helping us to surrender. I think the message here that I want to give to you guys is surrender so you can transform. Don't get stuck in power struggle. Don't get stuck in your ego because the sun in Aries is going to ask you to do that. And just compromise, okay? Just compromise on what you want, but also taking in consideration what the other want without letting go of your boundaries. I know it's a scale, so you're gonna have to just balance those energies out. This is mainly what I wanted to show. We can see here that Venus, which is the planet that rules Libra, is in Pisces, and Venus loves to be in Pisces because it's a planet that's very about love and romance and compassion, and it's in Pisces, so it's happy being here. So this Venus is also gonna help you with this transformation. So don't worry, the universe got your back. This is all I wanted to show for right now. I don't want to get you guys super confused with all these other information, but if you could understand just the aspect of Pluto and the fact that Saturn is helping us with this and that everything's going to be okay if we surrender, then my job is done. Alright, you guys, I hope that was easier to understand than just me talking. We're experimenting here with different formats. Please let me know in the comments if you thought that was too complicated, too technical or not. But I think it's just a matter of really getting familiar with the symbols of the planets, the symbols of the signs, and a little bit of the lines that form the aspects. It takes a little bit to learn. It's not intuitive, I know, but I think with the time you're going to start becoming familiar. Trust me, because that happened to me. It's really a language. When you think about it, astrology is just a language. It's just a way for us to get information from the sky. We're reading the sky, right? It's not an exact science. It's a language, and there's a lot of interpretation also that you bring your intuition and interpretation to it. Anyway, this was all I wanted to share with you guys right now about the full moon. I will be sharing another video about the rituals and some activities you can be doing. I decided to break the two videos so it wouldn't be too long. And that way, if you're just interested in knowing the ritual, you can do it. If you just want to learn about the full moon and not do any rituals, you can also do it. So it's a win-win situation. See, I'm already using my Libra powers bringing brought by the moon, and also I'm a big Libra, big Libra person. So anyway, to end, I wanted to read a card for you guys. I have this amazing deck which is called Postcards from Spirit, and I'm going to take a card and read a message from your ancestors to you. So I want you guys to close your eyes right now and really think about who you're asking this information from. Is it an ancestor? Is it your gods, your angels? Who is it? It doesn't matter. You don't have to tell me. Just think about it as I'm shuffling. And it's a message for you on this new moon. So, dear gods and angels, please guide us and tell us what we need to know for this full moon. Please tell us what we need to know. And I think it's just right now. All right. And it has a heart, you guys. Here's the back of the card. And I'm going to read for you. Okay. So, dearest you, a rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds, yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when faced with life challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to a spirit who knows what it is in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in the appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way of working out, be a little looser and allow for another outcome. I swear I just picked this card. I did not read it before, and it's all about what I was telling you guys, right? Not being so focused on the self, thinking about the other, compromising, being more flexible. Compromise can be the best way forward if you are too lean to learn new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world in abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. So that's my message to you. Well, not mine. I'm just reading. This is the message of your guide to you right now on this full moon. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here, for watching, for learning, and for healing. I will see you guys very soon.